Capsules. Capsules are known by a lot of different names, and depending on the microbial physiologist you talk to, they will say that there's slight differences between glycocalyx and capsule and slime and biofilm, and there may be, but for this course I lump all those terms in together. Just realize that the capsules or biofilm or glycocalyx are all made up of these extracellular polysaccharides. So they make a slime coat. Think of it as making cotton candy, or making a sugar, like a sucker or something, out of sugars. And that's all this is. The bacteria create a slime coat, and it helps to protect them from phagocytosis. It helps to protect them from dehydration. If you have pus on a finger and you wipe it off on a tabletop, there will be a skin of dry material that forms on the top of it, almost like gravy left in a pan. And that will prevent dehydration of the organisms on the inside, and they can stay dormant for long periods of time, just barely metabolizing or growing. Usually looks moist on a plate, like if you put it on a petri dish, you'll see it's the colonies that produce a thick capsule are going to look like snot. They're real shiny and they're slimy looking. Those are the ones that I frequently look for when I'm looking for a disease-causing organism. Because remember, if you're doing a throat swab or a fine needle aspiration, or even from diarrhea, the organisms are going to be mixed. There's going to be a bunch of different ones. So which one does a lab tech choose to test? He looks for those that have some characteristics that he's looking for, either on the selective media, or he looks for, or she looks for, a slimy looking colony and says, ooh, that may be the one that's causing the problems. Bacteria can live in biofilms, and these are communities of bacteria that are living together with little canals and tunnels that flow through this glycocalyx community that's there, and it allows these organisms to survive very differently. Because an organism that has a flagella when it's in its planktonic form, when it's swimming, is not going to have the flagella when it's in its sessile form or when it's in a biofilm. So the genes that are actually turned on in the biofilm will be different than if they're free swimming organisms. Biofilms are important for things like if you've had a heart murmur, you can get endocarditis. Especially elderly patients that haven't had any kind of hip replacement surgery, they really worry about biofilm bacteria getting on any of the implants that go in human bodies. Biofilms are a major concern to medicine right now. So capsules are important, and for all of the reasons that I've laid out in this slide.